Hello everyone, welcome back to the Soccer Card Social. My name's Luke and today I'm going to be talking to you about my experiences in the hobby over the last 2 or 3 months, what I've learned, what I've experienced, and hopefully just trying to share that with some of you to hope to see if it helps anyone who's new to the hobby or is relatively new like myself, and almost kind of just wanting to sanity check, sense check kind of what they're doing and what they're up to, and if they're making the right moves. I'm by no means an expert, so please listen, but take from it what you will. Well, I think from my initial experience is you get sucked in very, very quickly, and if you're watching this video, you're probably already sucked into the hobby, especially if you're new, and you get very, very excited very, very quickly, and you're listening to what people are saying. You're on eBay, you're on Discord, chatting to different people around different products that they have, and the reality is they're buying and selling stickers and cards as well. So there's a marketplace there for you to go and purchase cards and stickers as well as kind of eBay. So it's all around you, and it feels, if I'm honest, it feels quite all encompassing quite early on. You feel like you've thrown your feet in 100 miles an hour and you're really, really excited, and there's a massive fear of missing out early on, because you've got people who are experts saying, I'm buying this, I'm buying that, this player's brilliant, you must have a Haaland rookie card, rookie sticker, you must have an Mbappe rookie card, rookie sticker, you've got to get on these cards early, they're going to grow in value, and the reality is your budget is the most important aspect of all this, because you can have as much fun as you want, but if you purchase a ton of cards that you can't afford, and you take money from elsewhere in your life, it's only going to cause you trouble further down the line. So my number one tip for everyone is work out what your budget is. Now, I'll be absolutely frank, I came into a little bit of money, not loads, not thousands, few hundred, and I've chosen to invest that money into stickers and cards, but that money will run out eventually, and my only way to grow my collection and grow my kind of investment in terms of cards and stickers will be to flip those cards back over, or those stickers back over, and sell them back out to the market. So you've got to be very mindful of what you can afford early on, and it's really easy early on to think, okay, well, I'll spend £20 there and £20 there and £20 there and £20. Before you know it, you spent £100 on what is in reality kind of 5 cards, which is really going to get you nowhere. Or you could take another route, which is you start saying, well, I'll buy this card for 200, 300, 400. If you've got that kind of disposable income. And the reality is that, in my view, that's a really dangerous game when you are very early on in the hobby, buying cards at £300, £400, £500, because people are telling you those are the cards that are going to make money. For me, is a really dangerous pastime. And I'll give you an example of a sticker which I haven't invested in, although I know a lot of people who have. It's the Haaland rookie sticker from Fußball 1920 from the Austrian Bundesliga. It's currently valued at, you can get it for anywhere between £100 and £140. And if you speak to most people in the hobby, they would say that's a very safe bet. But if you haven't got £140, or that's your whole budget, it's not really the route you should be taking, in my view. It's certainly not the route I'm taking anyway. So, I've made a conscious decision not to invest in Haaland at that level, and instead take a slightly different route and invest in some of his match attacks cards, which you can pick up very cheaply in his rookie season for £1, £2, £3, £4. Now, match attacks isn't as sought after as some of the sticker I've just talked about, and some of the other products that are out there, Topps Chrome, Topps Finest, etc. Some of the Panini sets as well, but you need to learn from your experiences, and I'll learn from the Haaland experience in the same way as not investing. I'll learn whether I made a big mistake, or whether and that sticker suddenly costs £300, £400, £500 in 18 months, 2 years time, or whether I made a good decision and that sticker holds at kind of the 120, 140 mark. But irrespective, because I've picked up the lower end stuff, a couple of quid here, if that sticker, that £120 sticker, is going to grow over time, then my assumption would be, even if it never gets that kind of dizzy heights of £100 plus, those other cards are going to double their money. They're going to make me something. And at the end of the day, if you can double your money, even at the lower end, £5, £10, £15, then I think you're in a good space. And there's more. If you buy different varieties of cards of different players, of varying products, then you're spreading your risk, and I think that's an important lesson. Absolutely. The next thing I kind of wanted to go through was around kind of market price. So in the way I've just kind of explained around Haaland and how much his kind of sticker costs, when you're buying stickers and when you're buying cards, you need to understand what the value is at that point. And probably, if you're spending any more than a tenner, you probably need to understand what the value had been in the last couple of months, to understand whether that card or sticker's on the up or not. If it's plateauing, or if it's on a kind of a downward trend. No, that's not the end of the world if it's on a downward trend. If you believe in the player, because if you're buying it cheaper, then you would expect the value over time to go up. But you can do that really easily. You can do that a few ways. You can go onto eBay and you can look at sold items and get a flavour of kind of what people have been paying. Just be careful, when looking at the kind of postage from different countries, and especially now with VAT being added on eBay, it's important that you kind of make sure you understand that and what that kind of looks like. You can also go to some of the forums, Facebook, the Discords. You can look at mail days on YouTube, and start to kind of get a flavour for what people are selling stuff privately, and what they're buying it for privately as well. And I think that's a really useful tool as well. But understand the market value of what you're buying. That's absolutely critical. And I think the first thing the one I wanted to share with you was this Prizm card here. Sorry if you can't. Can you see that, guys? Apologies if you can't see that. That's a Vincent Company Prizm World Cup Brazil card. It's Vincent Company's, to my knowledge, and I haven't checked this, but I'm pretty confident, because Prizm only made World Cup cards from the Brazil World Cup onwards. I'm pretty confident that is Vincent Company's rookie Prizm card. I bought this for £4. I did no research. I didn't ask anyone what they thought, and I picked it up because I thought it's an absolute bargain. I got it off Amazon actually, when I trolled through there and saw someone was selling it. So that's probably worth £1. If I sold that now, that's probably worth £1. I might get lucky and Vincent Company might come back into the media, might take up a high-profile management job, might become a regular pundit on TV. That would probably help me a little bit. Yeah, he's a defender, so defenders aren't really very sought after. He's virtually retired, so he's not playing, so he's not in people's mindset, and that was a total waste. That was a total waste of money because I didn't understand the market value. Now, back to my previous point. If I'd spent £40 on that, I'd be devastated. I spent £4. It's not really the end. It's not really the end of the world. So yeah, market price absolutely critical, and also research players as well. Have a think about why you're buying the card, why you think it's going to be a value. Are they playing well? Who do they play for? Are they moving soon? What are the transfer rumours around that player? Start to get a flavour of goals they're scoring, assists, shots in the box, shots per game, etc. Especially when you're picking up cards and stickers over £10. Really all the time when you're picking up cards and stickers, you should have a view of how that player is performing. But the most important thing is kind of when you're buying anything of value, make sure you understand that player, and take your time. And one thing I've done is, if I want to buy something, I give it half a day. I really try to give it half a day before I actually put a bid in. And I try and look at what else is in the market. I try and look at that player from a research perspective, again, how they play, and injuries, all those different things. And I kind of take half a day just to think about, is that the right investment for me or not? Because you can become very impulsive. You can see something and wanna snap it up very quickly. And in reality, that can be a real mistake. So the next thing I want to do is talk a little bit about budget again, and one of the strategies that I've made a decision to follow because of my budget. So I can't afford to buy high stake cards. I can't afford to pick up Mbappe's Prizm for £300. I can't afford to buy graded cards, etc. So I've gone on the sticker route. Although the account's called Soccer Cards Social, in time, hopefully, I'll grow to a place where I'm buying more cards than stickers. But the sticker route's a really interesting one, and it's an emerging market. I would say the UK have kind of latched hold of it as a way to really pick up true rookies for current players, and also actually in the UK for kind of new prospects as well, with the Panini Premier League sticker albums from last year and the year before. Topps had produced those sets previously. So stickers is a really affordable way to do it. Nearly every player you'll see either in all the major leagues across Europe and further afield will have a rookie sticker. You can pick those up a few different ways. You can buy them from eBay, and they can range. They really vary in price depending on the quality of the player. But most rookies, most prospects, you can pick up for a few quid. The next way to do it is to rip packets. So either from your local store. So if you're looking for players that are playing right now and this is their first season, you can go to your local store and you can pick up the Topps Champions League set and rip some of those open and see what you find. The same with the English Premier League sets. They're in the blue packaging this year, 2021 sets, and you can rip those open and you can find, for example, someone like Curtis Jones. So that's his rookie sticker. He hasn't had a sticker prior to that, so you can you could rip a load of packets and find that one, or you could go on to eBay and you could probably pick that up for £2, £3, £4, depending on the time of day and who you were speaking to, or go to some of the private forums on Facebook, or even troll around Instagram for a bit, and someone will have that sticker in bulk, and they'll sell that to you if you prefer to do that. That's my strategy, and I'm not buying really any stickers over £10. I'm buying very few stickers over £10, because what I'm aiming to do is build a collection of the best rated prospects across Europe, and also the English Premier League, which I know better than Europe at the moment, and you know, as those players grow, if I'm picking those stickers up for a couple of pound, then you would hope that I'd be able to increase those stickers would increase in value over time. You know, that strategy is linked really to budget, and that strategy is also linked a little bit to you know, something I think is an emerging market over time. So the Americans aren't really interested in stickers. They're obviously much more card based, but as Europe grows in this hobby, it will start, I think, over time to dictate what is valuable, what isn't valuable, and I think when America wakes up to the fact that really the true rookies for the likes of Ronaldo and Messi are stickers, stickers will come to the forefront of their minds, and those players who are performing well in the next World Cup in Abu Dhabi, in Qatar, and also the following World Cup, which is being hosted in the USA. If those guys are wanting to pick up Messi and Ronaldo rookies, which are stickers, then they're going to look at stickers for other players as well, as not as a cheaper alternative to a high end card that Topps or Panini produce. The final kind of rule that I wanted to kind of talk about was something I've mentioned quite a lot in this video, which is rookies. So I'm really focused on finding first stickers or cards for the players that I'm interested in, and growing my collection based on that kind of premise. I am interested in some legends, because I think there is still some value in purchasing some of those legendary players. The two I've already said in this video are Messi and Ronaldo, who you know are probably going to be regarded as two of the greatest players, if not the two greatest players of all time, tied probably with Pele and Maradona. So I think there's definitely some value in those kind of absolutely elite players. If you can pick them up relatively cheaply, again, remember the strategy of not really picking much up over kind of £10. If you can find a couple of older stickers for those guys, or a couple of trading cards for those guys, then I think that's definitely worth looking at. But yeah, finding players that are young, getting their rookie sticker or card is really important, because what that then gives you is longevity. So I'm really not picking up anyone along the lines of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Ibrahimovic, let's just go to Lukaku. I'm trying to think of some other kind of seasoned players. Aubameyang, Vardy. I'm not really picking up any of those kind of players, because they're in the prime of their careers. They've not got long to go, and the reality is, unless something special happens in their career between now and then, and now when they retire, there's not going to be a lot of movement, in my view, in their prices. The only exception to that, which I won't really go into today, is if you buy cards which have signatures on them, or if you buy cards which have relics in them, so worn shirts, football boots, etc., cut out and placed into the card, because that's slightly different in terms of you're buying a piece of history, or you're buying a signature for that player. So that's slightly different, but sort of in the circles that I'm moving in, yeah, I'm not picking up any stickers for those kind of experienced, seasoned, in their prime players, because my view is they don't really have a great deal of value in the long term. Okay, so what am I doing now? What's my January plan? Well, the first thing is, and if you've got this far in the video, this is kind of the most important piece of advice I could give anyone, is I'm having a break from buying any product or any stickers. I'm taking the whole of January off. I'm not spending any more money. I'm selling some of the stickers that I have that I don't want to hold long term, but I'm not investing in the whole of January, and I'm just taking my time to start to build a view of players that I'm interested in and their performance over time. So I've pulled together a long spreadsheet with a load of young, fresh, talented players that are playing all the way across Europe, and I'm tracking their performance to get a sense of who's playing well and who isn't. And really I'm doing that because January there is a little bit of lull early on in terms of football across Europe. The leagues start to slowly kick back in. The Champions League doesn't start till February. The Champions League is a real big driver. And there's a couple of players that I'm interested in that are actually injured right now, and I know won't be back till the end of January. So unless they make speedier recoveries, my view is that if I wait and track the market over time, I should be able to pick those stickers and cards up slightly cheaper than they are now. So it's a little bit about patience, and it's a little bit about learning as well. And the other thing I'm doing in January is I'm watching what other people are doing. I'm watching their YouTube videos, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm trying to understand what new products are coming out, and getting myself as experienced as I can over this month without spending any more money. And again, I think that's a really important thing to think about when you get into this hobby early. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know who you're buying and why you're buying it, and you buy with your heart, not your head, then the reality is you run a really big risk. And please don't think for a second that I've done that from the start. I've said earlier in the video I went in like a headless chicken and started picking certain items up. Things like this. You can see that. Isco, midfielder, Adrenaline X, road to Euro, the Euros, Daniel Sturridge, England. It looks very nice, doesn't it? But I'm not sure who wants a Daniel Sturridge FIFA 365 card. If you do, let me know. Well, someone who knows something about Russian football, I certainly don't, will know who that player is and if he's any good. But again, picking cards up like that when you have no idea who they are is a really big mistake. So just taking a month off, just absolutely taking a month off, and I'm not worrying what everyone else is doing. I'm just listening, understanding, learning, and not worrying about what other people are buying and what they have. Am I missing out? If I haven't spent any money, I'm not missing out, and there'll be another opportunity. And if the market moves quickly, then I might miss some investment opportunities with certain cards and certain stickers, but I won't have lost any money. And I'll be more knowledgeable for the next time that there's an investment opportunity to purchase some cards. So just taking some time in January just to figure it all out and just understand what's going on. I think the other thing I'm just doing at the moment is just thinking about what I'm gearing up for. So obviously the Euros this year now, 2021, in the summer, there is a chance they get cancelled again. I don't think they will, because they've no idea what they'll do with the World Cup if that happens, and there's too much money at stake from UEFA's perspective. So I think they probably go ahead regardless. Although, you know, you can see key players dropping out with COVID if it's still around, and you know, countries having to pull out and whatnot. But the Euros, there will be, my view would be, there will be a spike in prices if the hobby continues as it is, and that will roll nicely off the back of the Champions League final. If you've picked up any of those, if you've picked up any players that play in that final, then you'll no doubt see an increase in those card values as they roll on into the Euros. And the reality is, if you've got, I said it right at the start, if you've got an Erling Haaland £120 sticker, he wins the Champions League with Dortmund, scores the winning goal, then you're gonna have a good investment in your hands. But he's not at the Euros, so that's the thing just to think about as well, is what players are probably going to be at the Euros, what players are going to be playing in the public eye. Have a look at those England players: Rashford, Greenwood, Foden, Bellingham, Sancho, Saka, young, exciting, fresh England players, England talent, Kane. Those kind of players are going to be in the limelight for nigh on 4 weeks in the summer, and some of them are going to get big moves after that, pre or after that tournament. So have a think about who those people are going to be, and start planning for that. And then the next thing to plan for is the World Cup, which will be the following year. So do a bit of thinking about what countries are going to be there. All the main players will be there, but there'll be a few surprises. Make sure you're kind of thinking about that one. And then the same goes every 2 years. I think the big one to look out for is the 2026 World Cup in the USA. I think it's shared with Mexico. I think it's the USA Mexico, or it might be Canada USA World Cup. I know I know that a good proportion of it will be in the USA, and I think a lot of people in the hobby, I'm not going to say I'm credit myself with this, but a lot of people in the hobby will say that is the tournament where the American market in sports cards and hopefully sports stickers will reach its zenith. That is the moment where people across America will probably view, if sports cards in soccer are going to ever be as big as the NBA, American football, hockey and baseball, then that is the moment. So you really need to be thinking about that, and just trying to plan that far ahead, for who you're going to pick up and why you're going to pick up. So, you know, players in the American team, certain players, they're already very expensive. Gio Reyna for Dortmund, Pulisic for Chelsea, Weston McKennie's getting a lot of attention at the moment. So you've already got players who are young and exciting, who are going to be at that World Cup because the USA will be there. And then you've got players who are going to be in and around that squad. You would imagine you kind of Josh Sargent's. You've got a couple of players at Barcelona, USA players, Yunus Musa at Valencia. You've got a ton of talent to select and pick from, and your challenge will be finding the right talent that's going to be in and around that USA team in 2026, and picking those cards and stickers up now at a very low value. Think ahead, plan ahead, understand those different milestones and how important they are to the market, because they will grow the market as you kind of go through the next 4 or 5 or even kind of 6 years. So I think that's it really. I'll just kind of give you a bit of a summary really in terms of some of the rules and stuff. So just think about market price, research your players, make sure that you understand who you're buying and why. Take time to buy those. Take time to make those purchases. So don't impulse buy where possible. You'll see some deals. You'll know they're the right deal. Jump on it. But in terms of impulse buys, because you've heard someone say something, because Saka had a great game yesterday for Arsenal, and people buying Saka rookies today like there's no tomorrow. 3 weeks time, there's a good chance that his sticker will be exactly the same price. If it's not, then it's not. But take some time just to make sure you're assessing what you're buying. Know your budget, know what you can afford, and spend to that budget. It will make you more calculated in your decisions, more calculated in your purchases. It could be that you don't have a set pool of money. It could be you say, I'm only going to spend £25 a month, and you find £25 worth of cards and stickers, and you build it that way, and maybe that's the better strategy for you. Know what you're buying. Know if you're a high roller or if you're buying £2, £3, £4 stickers. That's really important. And think about rookies as well. Pick up those rookies, pick up those elite players. Be careful what you're buying in between. Understand why you're buying it if you're going to buy stuff in between there. And I'll say it again, just only buy what you can afford. Cool. Well, I'll leave it there. Look, if you like the video, please follow the channel. It really helps. Put a follow down below. You can follow my Instagram page. It's the Soccer Cards Social. You can find me on Instagram, and I'm also on some of the Discords as well. So feel free to kind of touch base if you have any further questions, or leave a question down below, and I'll do my very best to answer it. But really enjoyed the video. Hope you found it valuable, and I'll look forward to doing one again in the future. All right, guys, take care, and enjoy the hobby.